Ryan Eady is a 7th grader at DC Everest Middle School. His accomplishments are continuous placement on the honor roll, named a Great Lakes Scholar, recipient of the Presidential Academic Award, National Geography Challenge Award, and a DC Everest Student of the Month Award. Ryan partakes in many community and school plays and is a member of the Conservatory of Music Choraleers. Ryan began his political interest at the age of 7 or 8 after the 9/11 attacks in the World Trade Center. In fact, he remembers being at the doctor's office with his mom and seeing the event happen on the waiting area television set. He began to submerge himself in political books and magazines and the internet. After several conversations with yours truly, Ryan was asked to be on WSAU on air as a guest with my daughter. That won't happen again. Well, Ryan, okay, but I'm stuck in the middle. I can't, hammer my daughter because then I get yelled at by my wife. But anyway, they were discussing the political issues. Ryan was a conservative guest that led Ryan to start the WSAU for Kids commentary. You might have heard him on in the morning at 7:40. His commentary Tuesdays at 7:30 and also Friday after the 7:30 news. He rotates there with a few other folks. Ryan is very pleased to be part of the Tea Party and the Constitutional Forum. He hopes that he can help make a difference in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Eady.
Thanks, Pat. Good evening. First, I would like to thank the committee who put countless hours into this event. I'd also like to thank Meg Ellefson for inviting me to this opportunity to voice my opinions. Thank you. I am here to talk about the Constitution, but I digress for a moment. I would like to acknowledge the veterans attending tonight. Please stand if you served this country in any war. Thank you very much. However, there is one veteran I would like to specifically point out, John Hochberger. He served in World War II and joined the fight against imperialist Japan and the Nazi Party. The World War II veterans are dying at a rate of 1,000 per day. So we are lucky to have one attending our tea party this evening. Thank you to all who have served. We have had protection from foreign enemies. However, there are socialists and communists in our own country. And there is only one document that will protect us if we allow it to, the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution is the single most important document that kept this country intact for the last 223 years. It has been slowly eroding away throughout the years due to growing government. Our president called our precious Constitution a charter of negative liberties. The meaning behind that statement is that he believes the government should do whatever it sees fit whenever it wants. What do you think about that? Mr. Obama believes that individuals should not have the ability to live their own lives. He believes we should have a caring government that does everything for the common good without limitations. The reason millions of people immigrate to the United States is because of individual rights and opportunities. Our forefathers knew the way to create a thriving and free society was not monarchy or anarchy. It was creating a government that respects and protects our rights outlined in the Constitution and passes laws that are consistent with them. Without the Constitution, we might be similar to North Korea, the former USSR, or other socialist and communist countries. They all failed or are failing because they don't respect and protect their people's rights that their Creator endowed them with. The nature of government is to gain power and control over their subjects. That is why our founders created a charter that outlines our rights that God endowed us with and protects them. Without protection from our government's terrible destruction of human freedom, we would be stripped of all our rights and eventually be left with a society that depends solely on the government for everything in life. Is that what you want? No. When I was little, I remember thinking that our country was the greatest country in the world. And I still believe that, and I hope that everyone in this room still believes the same thing. This country would be better served if our representatives in all branches and at all levels in government would obey and honor the Constitution. Even more than 2 centuries ago, our founders knew that whenever a government is created, no matter the intentions, the machine of government will always infringe on your God-given rights. Our forefathers realized that their new government would be an evil government without the guidance of God. So they enumerated important rights in the Constitution, which would prevent the government from infringing on our rights given to us by God. The feds have already attacked some of our rights outlined in the Constitution. Things such as financially supporting certain religions, proposing equal broadcasting rights, attempting to ban firearms, actively taking others' property for the common good without just compensation, proposing amendments that deny freedom of action, such as banning alcohol, passing laws that interfere with state sovereignty, and abusing the ability to tax the American people. Our government has shoved a flawed health care bill, a stimulus bill, and government takeovers of the private sector down the American people's throats. We want our government to steer clear of takeovers of industries and to obey the American people's wishes and what's best for the country. The Constitution did outline the jobs of our government, and I don't believe I saw take over General Motors as one job. If you haven't already gotten the point of this speech, it is that the Constitution is an extremely important document. However, it is only valuable if the American people protect it from being trampled on by our government. Unless we honor it, our Constitution will become a historical document with no political relevance. And obviously, our founders wouldn't have wasted their time unless the government would be forced to follow it. We need to honor our founders and their wishes to follow the Constitution of the United States of America. If it wasn't for our founders' astounding bravery, we wouldn't have had a chance to make this country a great place. We should honor our forefathers' wishes. To not do so would be remarkably irresponsible and would rid our generation, as well as future generations, of their God-given rights. Thank you.